maybe one race in South Carolina, but a lot of them were in North Carolina. But now they're in Virginia, they're in South Carolina, they're in Tennessee, running 2 races up in the Tennessee area. So Cars is really starting now to expand.
Oh, yeah.
And who knows, we may see the Cars Tour just going even broader around the country.
Hey, by the way, they're going to be at Jennerstown, Pennsylvania, coming up on 4th of July weekend.
That's
for
right.
$10,000 to win super late models. But, Corey, are you going to be there for that event?
Yeah, actually we'll be there. That's coming up. I got South Boston with the late model stock car, which is a NASCAR event this not this coming weekend, but the weekend after
next
that.
Saturday night.
And
yes.
then the weekend after that is Jennerstown. So I've never seen Jennerstown. I've done a little bit of watching just briefly around that place, and it looks like a really nice facility. So I'm excited to see what that has in store. And this is Cars Tour's first year going there, so. As you said about them expanding, I wouldn't be surprised to see them, expanding farther every year, which is awesome for the sport and awesome for late model racing, I think.
If a lot of people don't remember Jack McNeely and what Chris Riggle have done with the Cars Tour, it came off of what used to be the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. That was where they brought it off the brand. And I used to be one of the announcers with the Hooters Pro Cup Series with Gene Crane and when on public address when I used to work for them. And one of the things that we did do was and that was one of the cool things I remember, Bruce and Corey, there was a Hooters North, there was a Hooters South, there was that 5-race championship playoff series, there was special all-star races, and one of the cool things I remembered was, you had the option to run the Northern Series, you could run the Southern Series. If you ran the North, like Benny Gordon had an N on his car, Derek Gilchrist had a South or S, and Jennerstown Speedway, though, was one of the racetracks that we went to, and that is an absolutely beautiful facility. Corey, I promise you, just looking at the scenery is going to be breathtaking coming up on July 4th weekend.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it, and that's definitely a big race. I think they're going to have a really, really deep and really big field as well, so I'm really looking forward to what that has in store for all these super late model drivers.
So, Corey, talk a little bit about your racing career, buddy, how you got started and how a young man from Marietta, Georgia has been climbing the ladder in motorsports.
I started back in, I think it was 2007 in quarter midgets back in northern Georgia. We raced quarter midgets my dad did for, I think, and it's probably at least 7 or 8 years. Then I moved up into Bandoliers and Legends cars at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I ran down there. That's really where I got started with, I really felt like on there that I could, make it work for a career or something like that. I had the motivation to do it. So we tried out late models and had some pretty good success early on. And, we started out pro late model racing at Cordial. That was my debut. We raced a bunch of 5 Flags races. And then at that point, I stepped into a super late model and just kind of got going from there. And that was earlier in 2018. So, been racing, super since then. I also raced some ARCA in 2019 and this year as well. So it's been a good. I don't know. I'd say 13 years of racing so far, but I'm looking forward to what the rest of my career has in store for me.
And we got to hang out a lot during the Snowball Derby last year in December at Pensacola. I got to go out there and hang out with you guys and always doing interviews and follow-ups and just a steady mindset. How do you adapt from such power from a super late model to a late model stock to a jig chassis and a tube chassis suspension, and then you go to a pro late model with a crate engine? How do you adapt and be so competitive with all 3 of those different cars?
I think a lot of it just has to do with showing up to the racetrack with a mindset and just really, putting yourself in a mindset that you're in a completely different race car, got to drive it completely different, and regardless of how ready you are for it or you feel like you are, you're still going to take, I feel like, a practice session at least to get used to just the different mechanics of the car and just different lines and momentum you have to use. And even with any given racetrack, I think I only ran the same racetrack twice last year out of the 30-something races that I ran. So it was definitely hard to get, used to acclimated to the race cars and the tracks on a weekly basis. But I feel like the guys around me, Jim Motorsports, Sleep Point Performance, and now Veteran Motorsports really helped me just, to get me in that mindset and keep me there throughout the weekend so I can stay competitive.
For sure. Bruce Barrett, final question for Corey Heim here on Full Throttle.
Well, Corey, talk a little bit about your team, the guys that help you. I mean, it takes an entire team effort to be successful, and talk about that, and maybe some of your sponsors that make it possible for you to make it to the racetrack.
Yeah, man, I'd like to point out Waypoint Performance in specific, the guys that I won with this past weekend. We have our schedule mostly heavy with those guys, and I've been racing a lot with them recently, and I really have always wanted to. We've always kind of gone light on the stock side just because we were running a lot of ARCA last year and a lot of super late models the year before, but this year we decided to kind of go on a heavy late model stock schedule, and these guys, they work their asses off trying to get their stuff ready, and we struggled a little bit just to start out the year, but I feel like we've really got that program up and running, and I've got my stuff figured out. So really excited to get going with them, and I think we've really hit a high note right now, and we're going to just try to ride it as long as possible. But as long as some sponsors, definitely Toyota Racing, man, they've helped me a lot this year, and their program's really allowed me to take a step forward in my racing career. NC's Graphics, Bunduran Brothers, those are the main three that really helped me out the most. And just as I mentioned earlier, my team's Leap Point Performance, Venerini, and Jet Motorsports. Those guys all really work hard to make their programs what they should be, and they are today. And I feel like they're all very successful. So can't thank those guys enough.
Yeah, a good bunch of people there at Jet Motorsports, man. I'm telling you. And I'll tell you something else too. You're a Georgia boy. How excited was you for the resurrection of Gresham Motorsports Park and the Peach State Classic? I know that was scheduled for May. It's been rescheduled now because of coronavirus until October of this year, right before the All-American 400, another race that you've attended. Being a Georgia boy, what did that race mean to you, knowing that was coming back?
I was really excited when I heard about it. Me and my dad would just about every year make the hour-and-a-half drive down to Gresham Motorsports Park and watch the Peach State deal they had going on there. So just to be able to, be there in an actual race car instead of just going there to watching. It's been a long time since it's been shut down for a number of years, but I think we went probably 5 years in a row at one point. So I don't remember a whole bunch about it just because I was a little kid, but I'm sure there's a lot of takeaways that I can come from just by, going to all these races, and I'll hopefully recognize the facility pretty well. And I'm really excited to see what that place has in store. And I think, what they're doing to that place is really good just for the racing community since it produced such good racing back a few years back before they shut down. So really excited for it.
Yeah, and by the way, the inaugural Peach State Classic will be coming up in October. The race you were talking about was the World Crown 300, but what a special race that was, too. I remember being on the announcer team a couple of years for that race, and that was a big show at Peach State Speedway or Jebco Speedway, Jefferson County Speedway, so many names they've had. And then, of course, the Elliots and the Gresham family come in there and renamed it to that Gresham Motorsports Park. But always great talking to you, Corey Heim. Looking forward to seeing you at the next race. And where is your next race going to be at? Will it be at Jennerstown or South Boston and then Jennerstown, basically?
Yeah, we're doing the Twin 100s there at South Boston next weekend, and then right up to Jennerstown, and we got pretty much back-to-back race weekends from there on out for almost the rest of the summer. So
there you go.
Really
hey, you're a young, resilient kid. How cool is it to finally get back to the grind after all of this coronavirus stuff going on, and at least try to race? And what was it like racing in front of a packed house at Ace Speedway the other week ago, and then last Saturday night, no fans at all?
It was awesome, man. I really felt like we should have won in front of that, packed house there, but one thing led to another. Ended up, I think, right outside the top 5 or something. But we redeemed ourselves the hickory. Really unfortunate that they didn't let any fans, and I feel like they'd be just as packed. I mean, they'd probably be sold out. So hopefully they start feeling like it's safe enough to let fans in here soon, and we can put on some great shows for them.
Special times for sure. Corey, thanks for joining us on Full Throttle, and I look forward to seeing you at the race again very soon, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys.
Good luck to you, my friend.
That is Corey
Appreciate
Heim.
it.
Corey Heim of Marietta, Georgia. Such a young driver, a talented young man, and the winner of the Cars Tour late model stock event at Hickory Motor Speedway, and just building up his legacy. We're trying to get Bubba Pollard. We're going to try to go ahead and get Josh Brock on next, but we do have to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have on Corbin, Kentucky's Josh Brock right here on Full Throttle. Don't go anywhere.
Coming soon, the new wave of hydration and energy drink HIQ. This new product is all natural with no caffeine and gives you a major boost of hydration and energy. No twitching effect or crashing like the old energy drinks. You can visit our website at www.liquidhiq.com or Twitter at HiQ2015 to learn more about this amazing energy drink. What is your level?
Live your life and just let go. If you try, then you will know.
This is CRN, the Community Radio Network, the voice of the community, the voice of anything sports, and proud to be the voice of the Comets. Follow us at crnsports.org. Now let's get back to the broadcast coverage on CRN.
Now back to live coverage on the CRN Sports Network.
All right, what a fun time we're having. Welcome back to CRN's Full Throttle. Wesley Outland, Bruce Barrett. Great guests so far, man. Great guests. Talking about NASCAR, talking about short track racing. And now we're going to go to Kentucky, man. Home of Corbin, Kentucky. Did you know that if you are a fan of the Colonel, you can go to KFC? That's the original place of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Josh Brock, I don't know if they do it anymore, but my daddy, he's a truck driver. He used to always tell me that if you pull in at the truck stop right there at Corbin, Kentucky, they give you a chicken leg. Is that true?
Well, maybe back in the day, but not no more. But
Everybody was just driving there to get a chicken leg, you know?
maybe so.
Oh, my goodness. But in all seriousness, though, that is the home of the Colonel, though, right? Are you a KFC
Yes,
guy? Do you like KFC?
Oh, everybody loves Kentucky Fried Chicken.
We love
Yeah,
it, man.
It's about 5-6 miles south of my house. It's the original restaurant. They're
Right.
actually doing a complete remodel of the place. It's going to be a really nice museum. So I'm kind of excited to see it open
Oh,
back
wow.
up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Joining us on the program, ladies and gentlemen, is a former ARCA CRA Super Series champion. ARCA Jake CRA All-Stars winner over the weekend last Saturday at Anderson, Indiana. Getting ready for the ARCA CRA Super Series Super Late Models this Saturday night in Anderson. Just ready to be back to racing again. From Corbin, Kentucky, Josh Brock. Josh, welcome to Full Throttle, buddy. Always good catching up and talking to you.
Oh, it's always great to be here. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hey, me and you were talking off mic before we came on the air. You point blank said 3 words. I love Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly. We got a great win last weekend, and now we get to go back for the CRA 125 race at Anderson, and less than a month we're right back to Anderson again for the Redbud 400. I mean, I've won there now twice, and always running good there. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of those, the Redbud 400 is one of those marquee events that you want to put down on your win column, and you've had a lot of success at that track.
Yeah, and one cool thing I like about Redbud is, it's kind of like going into battle. You got to roll up your sleeves, get ready. You're going to go into a fight. It's going to be a fight for 400 laps. For other big races, it's always a fight, but
Right.
There's certain times you can relax and maybe let pit strategy do a little few things. At Anderson Redbud 400, man, you just got to go all the time, because if you mess up one corner, you've been past the 5 guys, and leaders are coming on strong. You're lapping cars in 6 laps. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things, you are a connoisseur of running 400-lap races. I mean, let's be honest. You've ran the Snowball Derby. You've ran the All-American 400. You've ran the Winchester 400. The Redbud 400 is Anderson. I mean, what's more grueling, running Winchester, the High Banks of